3.
I'm Irene. That's not our real names, but that fact is also irrelevant. Good, that's a good start.
Okay, so about 5 years ago, in our freshman year of high school, we started writing a book together. And it's changed a lot since the beginning.
Yeah.
But in a lot of ways, it's still very similar. Our main characters are around the same. We have a lot of the same characters, but
The heart of it's still there.
yeah, the heart of it's still there. I think we fixed a lot. I think that's what we did is the fixing.
Yeah, the fine-tuning, that's the big issue.
Yeah, but so we started writing when we were
15?
15. Yeah, we started
Yeah.
really writing at 15.
Yeah. Every night.
7 o'clock
Yeah.
p.m.
Yeah, 7 o'clock p.m. Originally there was 3 of us.
Mhm.
There are 2 of us now. We split because of creative differences. We have 3 separate perspectives. We started the book in first person, but now we're writing in third person. We have 3 separate characters. Originally it was 1 for each. Now there are just 2 of us. So it's 2 and 1.
She writes 2 because she's a tryhard. I write 1 because I'm lazy.
Also because the other character fit better into the story we
yeah.
were telling.
Yeah.
It made more sense. We created this story from the ground up. We built characters, we built plot, and it all started with a really simple idea thrown about in gym class, which I think was essentially just like, I want to write a book about people with powers.
And we were like,
Sounds legit.
okay, cool. I like writing. You like writing. Let's do it.
So we kept writing for those 5 years.
Mhm.
We've been through 9 drafts.
That are very different from each other in
Yes.
a lot of ways.
Yes.
We added characters, we took out characters,
Mhm.
we completely rewrote plots.
Yeah.
Really, really crazy stuff.
Yeah. The first draft was in first person. Like I said, the second draft was in second person, but it included the character we cut out. The third draft was a completely different book
Mhm.
with the new third character, my son. And then...
Her angst child.
My angsty son. And then moving on from there, we've had a lot of rewrites. How many words did we cut?
We were at 100,000 words at one point, and
Yeah.
now we are around 70 to 80,000 words, so quite a bit.
Yeah.
Our senior year, we got a professional editor off of Fiverr. Amazing woman. We should put her link and everything in the
Yeah.
description. She was extremely professional, just amazing. She kept kind of our voice,
Mhm.
but she refined it and made it better. Part of our writing partnership that works is that our personalities at the core are very similar,
Mhm.
and we work well together, and we're different in a lot of ways
So.
that also work really well
Yeah.
together.
I like to say we're on the same radio frequency,
Yeah.
but the key is being professional.
And I think that that's also a key that's helped us continue this is we're friends, definitely 100%, and we have fun doing it, but there is an air of professional.
Mm-hmm.
We know that this is something that we want to go somewhere and legitimately do something with, so I think that's also part of what drives us forward to do things.
Yeah. When we get on at night, we want to work.
We chat a little bit.
We
We get sidetracked. It does happen.
Yeah. So we created this to talk to other people who want to write in a partnership and to talk about our experiences, what works versus doesn't work, all that jazz. We also created this because we wanted to do something fun.
Mhm.
And we decided that it'd be fun to not only talk about our partner process and our writing process as partners, but to show you in real time with audience input.
Mhm.
So we wanted to create a story with the help of our audience.
Like a choose your own story, except not really. 'Cause
Yeah.
we choose the story.
Controlled Mad Libs.
Yeah. I like that. It's controlled Mad Libs. Exact. But that's gonna be future videos. That's gonna be
Mhm.
like a series of we're making the setting. What do you guys want? We're making the plot. What do you guys want? Here's how we actually work on things, because you can hear people talk and talk and talk about how to go about things, but when you get down to the nitty-gritty, how do all the pieces work?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't. It's hard to figure out.
Yeah, so we'd like to film some of our process and to have like actual film of us coming up with ideas. I don't know how effective that's going to be, since most of my ideas hit me at like 3 a.m.
You get a video like from your nose up. I had an idea.
I can't forget this.
He invites opportunities into his life. Good night.
So having those ideas and filming the process, filming the brainstorming session, filming our ideas, and then creating some sort of poll and having you guys vote, and also having an option for you to suggest ideas yourself, because maybe there's something that I didn't think of or Irene didn't think of.
Irene is not smart, so.
Irene isn't smart. I'm referring to me, Irene.
Oh, okay, you
You're
Irene,
not, yeah.
but not me, Irene.
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking.
Irene.
But not I.
The big tips we have for writing as a pair is, the biggest one, obviously, is Google Docs.
Google Docs are my favorite things.
I owe my life to Google Docs.
I refuse to use Microsoft Word. I have not downloaded it on my new computer because I just use Google Docs. Google Docs, you can write in real time with each other.
So we use that. We write a lot together. We write a lot apart. You can see there's also an option for you to do edits. So like if I'm reading her work and I'm like, oh, that word seems wrong, but I'm not sure if maybe you were going for something there. So I can highlight it and like make a suggestion on the side, and maybe you were going for something and you're like, no, Irene, or maybe you weren't going for something and you're like, oh, you're right.
True. Or there have been times where she'll be watching me write and she'll highlight something and go, why did you say the same word twice?
Why did you do
and
that?
I go, I don't know. Don't ask me things.
I honestly feel like we get more work done when we're not in the same space.
Because we like each other too much. I'd say a benefit to having a partnership is definitely finding plot holes with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And because I think that when you're in the middle of something and you're like, this is such a cool idea, and you're going about, you don't have someone to be like, that's not realistic.
Yeah.
Or that doesn't make sense.
And then another benefit of having a partner is talking through characterization, because sometimes so the way we do it is we separate each character for each person. So I can talk to her about my character and sometimes bounce ideas off of her, and then if I say that my character is going to do X, then she can tell me that her character would respond by doing Z, and so just figuring out what's going on.
And I think, in my personal opinion, it makes interactions between characters more realistic.
Yeah, organic.
Because I can't anticipate what your character's going to do. So if I say something and then your character says something, I have to react, or my character has to react in a real way, because I can't say the exact right thing to get the right response.
Yeah.
So the dialogue, in my opinion, when we write, is very realistic. Because they're real people talking to each other.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's very, very good. And we try to do it where most of the time, like, my character is surrounded by her characters, and her characters are surrounded by my characters. So, for instance, in pairings, usually one of us has one, the other has the other. And sometimes it works if one of us has both of the characters in the pairing, though I can't say that that's gone super duper well.
But I do think that they're, like, we do have a pairing between one of the main characters, and you do have both. And they work well. And then I have a side character who's very relevant, and I have him and his wife. So it can work, but I would agree that it's more fun.
It's a lot more fun.
It's way more fun to examine relationships between people when one person is speaking for another, because the other thing is, sometimes what happens is when you have two people in a couple, you kind of favor one over the other, and you might try and push things to happen in their self-interest, which can be bad for the other character. So if you're both interested and invested in these individual people, you want to make sure that their characterization is in their self-interest, and so their relationship. I'd honestly say that our characters where you have one person and I have another are stronger.
Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah, and sometimes you have to make those cuts, and it hurts, but you realize that it's for the greater good of the story, And as much as I liked that character, I recognize that it's much better without him.
And I think that that is also important to a partnership, is being honest with each other about what you need to cut.
Yeah.
And which characters need to go and which plot points don't add or make sense. We had 2 characters we were in love with, are in love with, still talk about, should make a TV show about them because they're fantastic.
It'll happen.
And they did not belong in that story.
Yeah, they never fit.
And it took us a while to eventually come to that realization. But the fact that we were honest with each other helped that process.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes you gotta compromise with yourselves, with each other, with the book as a whole. When the book is telling you one thing and you're trying to tell the book something, you're like, please, can we keep them in? We love them. And the book is like, no room. And you're like, okay, fine. Gosh, you don't have to put it so harsh.
But I don't think that I would have come to that conclusion by myself. And I think that through our conversations with each other, we came to that realization and agreed with each other. And I think that that's a benefit of having a writing partner.
Yeah.
Is you're both invested and you're both kind of biased, but you can also look at things from the outside.
So the moral of the story is 4 eyes are better than 2. Invest in glasses, kids.
Have bad eyesight.
We're secret optometrists. Ooh.
Sponsored by eyewear.
We will have another video out soon where we start talking about what we want to do story-wise and what we want to create with your input.
And you should leave comments. We're going to maybe make a Twitter, some other kind of social media, something.
Help.
So that you can get your input in. Because this is going to be a writing partnership between the 2 of us, but also with the wider audience, which is an experiment, really.
Yeah.
And it's a fun experiment. We're going to see where it takes us.
Try our best.
Hopefully.
Wish us luck.
Need no education.
That's a good song, great song. I'm not have to say that.
Give us attention.
Please give us attention. We need this. I need this.
Long term. We're in a long-term relationship.
I mean,
I meant to say long distance.
I mean,
technically,
relationship.
long-term, long distance, it's never going to come up anywhere, but we know.
Yeah, the tree's safe. Save the trees.
Save the trees.
From our dirty paws.
Our dirty girl palms.
I watched an episode of Supernatural last night, and let me tell you, I have so many problems.
Go be 40 and sleep. I have a bedtime. 10:30. I'm out. Peace.